Hey, Laurel. I just turned in the divorce papers. That apartment room is going to be me and Cindy's room from tomorrow. Pack your stuff and leave by today.
I understand.
Jesus, if I had known you were infertile, I never would have married you.
Still, I don't understand why you thought that meant it was okay for you to cheat on me.
It's your fault for not being able to have children, and you're telling me to test whether I was infertile or not. You even made me come with you on your infertility treatment. You probably wouldn't have let me divorce you unless I cheated on you like this. I accept that you were prepared to have my children, but you're infertile, so it doesn't matter. Do you realize how much you're embarrassing yourself with all these pathetic, useless efforts of yours?
I did an infertility test and it said I had no problems. You still wouldn't believe me, so that's why I had myself tested at other clinics as well. But all of the tests came out saying I was fine. Don't you understand that unless you take an infertility test as well as we won't find out the reason we can't have children?
I already told you this before. There's no way that I'm infertile. Give it up already.
I see. It looks like you just don't care anymore. We already divorced. So have a baby for all I care with this new wife of yours.
Yep, Cindy's already been tested, and it seems there's nothing wrong with her. She's sure to be able to have children, unlike you. Get at it, starting from tomorrow.
Well then, goodbye.
Hey, Laurel, long time no see. It's been 3 years, right?
Huh? Oh, I must have forgot to block you. Bye.
Hold on, you're at the obstetrics and gynecology clinic, right?
Huh?
This morning, today, my wife Cindy has been pregnant for 4 months, and we frequently go to that clinic. Just as we were going home after paying the bills, you came into the clinic.
Oh, really? I didn't notice at all.
Anyways, what's an infertile woman like you doing at such a place? Shouldn't you have nothing to do with obstetrics and gynecology clinics if you can't have children?
It's not the case that only pregnant people go to obstetrics and gynecology clinics. There are also people that go to such clinics because they have related illnesses.
Oh, I get it. Do you have an illness in your uterus or something?
No, I don't.
Then what is it?
Sorry, but I'm currently driving and I'm only texting you because of a red light. I have to start the car by now, so bye.
Hey, wait. At least answer my question first. What business does an infertile woman like you have at an obstetrics and gynecology clinic? Hi. We saw each other again this morning, huh?
Huh?
We passed each other by at the clinic entrance, remember?
You were there again? I didn't notice.
If that last time wasn't the only time you visited the clinic, then that must mean you come here regularly.
Kind of, yeah.
That reminds me. I heard you got married with another man.
How do you know about that?
Found out as soon as it happened by asking a mutual acquaintance. You trying to treat your infertility or something? There's no use going to obstetrics and gynecology clinic if you can't have children, you know. Even if you weren't infertile. You're almost too old to have a child anyways. You're just wasting your money.
I already had a baby.
What?
I found out as soon as I married my new husband. I went to the clinic the first time you passed me by to have my 1-month-old daughter checked up. Today we visited the pediatric clinic located in the same building for my 3-month-old daughter's checkup.
Huh? You must be lying, right?
Speaking of which, you see you already noticed me twice at the clinic, but didn't you notice my husband who was right next to me and the baby in his arms?
What?
My husband usually carries our daughter when the 3 of us go out. It was like that when we went to the clinic as well, but still, one would think that you would make a connection between me and the people standing right next to me.
Is what you're saying true? That's the baby's not your husband's child from his previous marriage or something, right? Or maybe an adopted child.
Nope, I'm pretty sure I gave birth to her.
Then why didn't you get pregnant when I was with you?
Why don't you think for yourself on that matter? All I can say is that I'm not infertile. You just didn't believe what I told you so many times before you got divorced.
There's no way.
This sounds ridiculous, but don't you think that me actually getting pregnant and having a baby is proof that I'm not infertile?
It doesn't make any sense, because it can't be me who's infertile, because my wife Cindy is currently pregnant.
There's no use telling me this. I don't know. My daughter started throwing a tantrum, so bye.
Is that guy with the glasses your new husband?
Huh?
So he was carrying a baby. What you're saying was true.
What? You were at the clinic again today?
No, my office is near the clinic, and I can see the parking lot well from where I work. I thought that it was almost time for your daughter's 6-month checkup, so I was making sure to keep an eye out. That's when I saw you and a man carrying a baby out of a car together. The two of you looking so happy side by side.
Is it fine now that you believe what I told you?
What?
You wanted to see with your own eyes because you were wondering whether I was actually infertile or not, right? Now that you got what you wanted, will you leave me alone now? Don't contact me again.
Laurel, I got divorced.
What?
To tell you the truth, I thought about what you said and got an infertility test. I also had a DNA test with the baby Cindy gave birth to. Turns out that I have an illness that makes me infertile unless it's treated, and that the baby Cindy gave birth to was not my child. I found out who the other guy was and made the two pay an alimony.
Is that so?
So, Laurel, we can get remarried if you want.
Huh? Hold on a minute. Why are you saying that as if I wanted to remarry you?
But this and that happened between us, but still we have conversations by text, which is why I'm certain that even after all these years, you still can't forget me.
What? Stop joking around. You're creeping me out.
No need to get all mad. I think it would be best for you if you were honest with me about your feelings, right? You'll marry me again, won't you? I want a child I'm related to by blood. It's already been proved that you can have children, so I'm not worried about that anymore. Let's get through this infertility treatment together.
You're disgusting.
Huh?
Don't you realize that what you're saying is ridiculous? Yes, one of the reasons we got divorced was because for some reason you said I was infertile. But the biggest reason we got divorced was because you cheated on me, no?
Why are you suddenly acting so cold?
It's because I don't want anything to do with you anymore.
Laurel. If it's Laurel you want, she isn't here anymore, since she went to take care of our daughter. Huh? Who are you? Sorry, I forgot to introduce myself. I'm the man Laurel married after you two got divorced, which means that I'm her husband. I'm not going to tell you my name since it might help you find out where we live, so forgive me, but I'll remain anonymous. What? I'm going to tell you this so you don't have any misunderstandings, but I'm the one who told Laurel it might be best if she didn't block you suddenly, so that we can keep an eye on you. What? I thought that it might be dangerous if we completely cut contact with you, since it seems that we've passed each other by a few times at the clinic. By the way, I was sitting next to my wife when you two were having a conversation by text. Which means that I know everything you two were talking about, I'm afraid. Seriously, and to think I was careful to text her only on weekend afternoons, since I knew she got married again. Oh, so that means that you didn't want to bother me with your texts. But I work from home, and am at home most of the time, so I can come to my wife whenever she needs my help. What? Are you serious? Sorry, I guess. Well, that's the situation. I've no intention of handing over my wife, who I love so much, to cheating scum like you. Give me Laurel. Please just give it up already. Laurel, you're reading this right. I'm begging you, remarry me. For some reason, it looks like I've gotten divorced a second time, which means that it's going to be really difficult for me to find another wife. If only you forgave me and said that you wanted to have my children. This time, for sure, I'll make you happy. And I want to be happy as well, so please. Hey, will you cut it out already? Huh? I'm not gonna let you get in contact with Laurel ever again. You were still at the phone? Of course I was. There's no way I'm going to show Laurel such a disgusting piece of text. Disgusting, you said. Huh? Fine then. You know I work nearby to the clinic Laurel usually goes to. I still have plenty of chances to get in contact with Laurel. Oh, that's right. I forgot to tell you. The three of us moved. What? You moved? The new house we're having prepared has just finished, so we're going to be moving there, which means that we're going to be changing clinics to somewhere near the new house. What did you say? There's one more thing I want to tell you. Laurel's parents have also moved. What? The people who now live at their old house are complete strangers, so don't you get any ideas. I'm telling you this so you don't try and barge into their house out of desperation and cause everyone trouble. Hold on. If that's the case, then what am I going to do from now? I'm going to be blocking, then deleting your account from Laurel's smartphone. Huh? This means that we're truly going to be rid of you. Hold on. Goodbye, then.
Even though my husband warned him, it seemed that my ex-husband decided to take his chances on his last sliver of hope and barge into the old house of my parents. Luckily, no one was inside the house, which means that no one was hurt. He rang the doorbell and screamed at the front of the door, but there was no reaction, so he went into a frenzy and started destroying the property. He broke a window leading into their yard and broke in, causing a mess in the living room. The neighbors called the cops on him, and he was arrested for breaking into private property. That being the case, he caused a lot of trouble to a family who had nothing to do with anything. Not only did the money he get as an alimony from his ex-wife and the guy she was cheating on disappear, but he was forced to go into debt to pay for the damages he caused. I don't know for sure what happened to him after that, but there are rumors that he was put into a mental facility.
Do you have a moment, Marcella?
Yeah? What's the matter? You must be already on your way home on the train if you're texting me.
Yep, I was got on the train earlier.
Must have been a hard day of work.
I thought I should tell you before I got home.
What is it?
I'm changing offices. The company told me that they were moving me to a different branch.
What? Where are they moving you?
To California.
Oh, California's where you grew up, right? Is your new office close to your parents' house?
The office is in a different town called S City. It's a bit far away, maybe 40 or 50 minutes by car.
I see. It's not exactly close, I guess. But that's a 2-hour plane ride from where we live right now. To be honest, this timing is terrible. I just got a job as a full-time employee at the supermarket as well, and the children are making good progress in their soccer club.
Oh, it's alright. I'll just move to California on my own.
What?
I requested the apartment the company is going to rent for me to be of 1L DK or 2 DK size. I'm just waiting for their reply right now. There's not enough space for a family of 4 to live in, you know?
Don't tell me that. Did you already reply to the company saying that you'd go?
Yep, I already formally replied that I will be going.
Hold on just a minute. This isn't something you can just decide on your own without talking to me or your children first.
But didn't you just say how it would be inconvenient for you and the kids to move to California? I guessed as much before you told me, which is why I accepted the relocation offer.
Even if that ended up being the outcome, don't you understand that there's a big difference whether the decision was made just by you or whether it was made after you had consulted the whole family?
It's fine. I'll probably be able to come home once a month, and I won't forget to call and text you guys.
I'm saying that it's not as simple as you're making this sound like.
I'm begging you, Marcella, stop being so selfish.
I'm being selfish?
It was an order given to me by the company. I can't just say no to them because of my own personal reasons, can I?
But didn't they ask you first whether you were willing to go or not? Don't you think it's a little messed up that you said yes without even consulting me or the kids first? I don't understand how complaining about your actions is just me being selfish.
Marcella, it's already been decided. There's no point in you trying to argue anymore. I'm going to be packaging my stuff on the weekend, so why didn't you help me then, Marcella?
tell the children about this yourself, alright?
Huh?
You're the one who decided to go and live on your own. You're also the one who didn't listen to what I had to say. Then at least explain to the children why you're moving away yourself.
Wait, isn't that your responsibility, Marcella?
Explain it to them yourself.
Huh? Fine. Hey, Marcella.
Angelo? It's the first time you contacted me in 3 weeks. I never expected that I would have to wait 3 weeks before you contacted us as soon as you left for work.
Oh, yeah. How are you and the kids?
It's the same with us here. The children are happy and are going to school.
I see, I'm glad to hear that. I'm really busy with work these days. I had to work overtime today as well.
Oh, is that so? But didn't you say that you would be visiting us once a month? Can I take that to mean that you'll be visiting us soon? After all, it's already been 3 weeks.
I don't think I can come and visit this month. Not that I don't want to.
Why can't you come?
I'm really busy with work. My boss even scolds me every day.
So you go to work on weekends as well?
What? No, I'm not that busy.
Then aren't you the one who decides how you spend your weekends and what to do on them? Don't tell me you're just too lazy to come, are you?
Of course not. I'm just having trouble adjusting to my new life, which means that the exhaustion accumulates. I kind of want to relax on weekends as well. I want to come home, but I worry that if I overwork my exhausted body by coming home on a weekend, it'll have adverse effects on me when I return to the office. Oh, and I even have to do all the household chores myself now that you're gone. Marcella?
I guess a change in lifestyle is sure to cause some amount of exhaustion.
Right? I'm so glad you understood.
Your mother is doing the household chores for you, right? Hold on. Let's get things in order. You brought your mother with you to California, right? Do you think I didn't know or something?
Wait, how did you know?
Did you forget that I used to work at the very same company you're working at? I quit my job once I got pregnant, but I'm still in contact with some of my former colleagues. The girlfriend of one of my former colleagues went on a business trip and stayed in the same town you are now for 2 weeks. That's when she saw your mother going in and out of your apartment multiple times. It was obvious by how she was acting that she was living with you.
Oh.
What's the meaning of this? Weren't you supposed to move to California on your own because you were relocated?
What, didn't I tell you this already? That I'll be bringing my mother to California with me?
Huh?
My mother got all nervous that I'll be moving away to live on my own. She's been living on her own at my parents' house ever since she divorced my dad, which is why I thought this was a chance to alleviate some of her loneliness.
This is the first time you told me this.
What? I thought I already told you.
Did you bring her to just make her do all the housework for you? Wait, no. That's not the reason.
What?
Your mother doesn't think highly of me, right? Every time I meet her, she insults me. And even now, after we've been married for 13 years, she still tells me to give her back her son. Until now, we've been living a fair distance apart from her, which meant that we only met 1 or 2 times a year. I was able to ignore it if it was just 1 or 2 times a year, but suddenly, the company approached you with an offer to relocate you to California and work at an office less than an hour's drive away from your parents' home. There was no way your mother wouldn't immediately take advantage of this situation. When the offer of relocation was brought up to you, you told your mother about it before you told me, didn't you?
Well, actually,
Your mother's probably the one who recommended you to take the offer of relocation, right?
Well, it's no big deal, even if she did. My mother is so happy that she's going to be able to live closer to me than she did before. I think she'll calm down if you give her some more time. Right now, let's just wait and see how she behaves. Forgive her for now, alright?
Fine. Then you need to come home on weekends.
Huh?
You keeping your promise to come home at least once a month is my condition in allowing this free living situation to continue.
Fine, I accept. Hey Marcella, if I told you that I will be moving to my parents' house, would you get mad?
Huh?
I'm kidding! It's just a joke! Bye then!
Hey, Angelo, do you realize that it's been exactly 3 years since you moved to California without us?
Huh? Oh, it's already been that long?
You only kept your promise in coming to visit us every month for the first 3 months.
It's not my fault! Balancing my personal life and my work life is really difficult.
I'm impressed at how you just say such things with utter confidence. Don't you have plenty of time to make out with the woman you're cheating on me with?
Did
you think I didn't know? There was no sign of you coming to visit us, and there was this period when you kept telling me nonsense, which is when I got suspicious and did some digging. You now live at your parents' house and you go to work from there, right? On top of that, you're even living with this other woman, right? And apparently this woman is someone your mother introduced you to as a candidate for your second wife.
Shit. You know that much already?
I have no intention of forgiving you for cheating on me, and I'm not going to forgive your mother, the cause of all this as well. We need to get divorced.
What, divorce?
Why are you surprised? The person you are now is someone who betrays his children, agrees with his mother's insane plans without a second thought, and makes out with his new girlfriend that he also happens to live with at his parents' house. I have no need for a husband like that. Please get away from me as soon as possible.
But...
I'm gonna take custody of the children, and I'm going to ask you to pay for child support.
What, even the kids?
That's right. The kids are going to be living with me.
But I'm the father. You can't just make decisions on such important matters on your own.
Oh, is that so? Who's the one who suddenly decided to leave his family and move to California 3 years ago again? Not only did you not give our children an explanation that they would be satisfied with, but you barely even contacted or visited us during these past 3 years. Thanks to that, they've gotten quite used to living without a father. Both of them told me recently that they're going to forget Dad's face at this rate.
Hey, don't make them say such things!
I warned them not to say such ominous things. But isn't this a consequence of the situation you made by not coming to visit for so long that your kids are beginning to say such things?
Even if you tell me all that now.
I told you over and over again to come and visit us. It's you yourself who casually ignored all my requests and chose to live with your mother and this other woman instead. I'm not going to let you say that you didn't have me proposing a divorce for you in the future as a possibility in your mind.
But my mom...
It's true that your mother who pushed you to cheat on me is wrong as well, but you're just as guilty as her, for instead of stubbornly rejecting her request, blindly obeyed and started cheating on me.
Marcella! Why don't you bring the kids with you and come live with me at my parents' house?
What?
I'll break up with this other woman I cheated on you with.
You do realize that me and your mother are not exactly on good terms, right? To be honest, I think that one of the reasons she introduced this other woman to you in the first place was to hurt me. I don't want to live with someone like that.
We can just separate the house into 2 living spaces so you won't have to see each other.
I admire your creativity, but I'm saying that I don't want to be anywhere near her, let alone live in the same house. I've already gotten to the stage of hiring a lawyer to take care of the divorce.
A lawyer?
I don't need to mention the alimony I'm going to be asking of you for cheating on me, right? And if I get custody of the children, I'm going to be asking you to pay child support for the both of them.
But have mercy on me. This could all be solved if we just agree to listen to what the other person says and be patient for just a bit, like adults.
You're getting on my nerves. Then should I tell you that I don't want to live with a degenerate that tells her child to cheat on his wife?
What'd you call my mother?
Both me and the children see you as having a mother complex precisely because you make such reactions.
Huh? A mother complex? Me?
It honestly scares me that you made all this mess without ever realizing it. Anyways, we're getting divorced. Please wait for my lawyer to contact you.
Hold on! I'm not finished talking to you. You can't just decide things on your own like this.
That being said and done, I made Angelo pay an alimony just like I said I would. Thankfully, I was able to gain custody of the children too, so I made him pay child support for the 2 of them as well. Also, I found out a bit more about Angelo's situation after everything had been done, but apparently the woman Angelo had been going out with didn't know he was married. She was told by Angelo's mother that Angelo was in no relationship and that he had no children. Her parents found out about the situation and were furious, deciding to make both Angela and her mother pay an alimony. Owing to all of this, the total amount of money the two had to pay exceeded $100,000, and they were forced to get the money by both selling their house and by borrowing huge loans. By the way, it seemed that everyone at the office Angela was working at found out about how he cheated on me. He couldn't stand all the rumors and quit, it seems. Now the two of them live in a warehouse owned by a relative and work part-time jobs day and night to pay off the massive debt they have.
Hi, Mrs. Anderson. It's almost summer vacation, huh? Is it true that you're already going to go to the beach this weekend? What? Oh, good evening, Mrs. Kane. My daughter Kara said that your daughter Angela told her about it at kindergarten. Oh, did Angela say something about it? So what beach are you going to be going to? It's not like we're going anywhere far. You know that our house is built on an elevation near the coast, right? We just talked about going to the beach that's a 15 minutes walk from where we live at a dinner. But it looks like a typhoon is nearing, so it's more than likely to be cancelled. Oh, is that so? Well, I guess that means that it'll be easier for me to ask you a favor. What are you talking about? Will you bring my daughter Kara to the beach with you? There's something I have to take care of the weekend. What? Sorry, but I can't. We haven't decided on our plans yet, and it's all up to the weather whether we're going to the beach or not. I feel a bit resistant to taking custody of another person's child in such a situation, and I can't guarantee your daughter's safety either. But I'm sure Kara will have so much fun if she's with you and Angela. I said I can do it for you. Then what do you want me to do about Kara during the weekend? I have something I need to take care of, remember? Mrs. Kane, why not think about Kara for once and stop thinking about yourself only? I'm asking you to bring Kara to the beach with you precisely because I'm thinking about Kara. I'm sorry, but I can't take Kara for you. What do you mean you can't? Just bring her to the beach. I said I can't. Ugh, you're so stubborn. I refused your request, all right? Goodbye. Do you have some time, Jason? You're in the train on your way home from work, right? Oh, hey, Rena. You should probably take a different path on your way home. Why? It seems that Mrs. Kane found out about our plans to go to the beach this weekend. She's asking me really stubbornly to bring her daughter Kara with us because she has to take care of something. Seriously? Mrs. Kane's house is between the station and our home, so you should go by a different route than usual and avoid her house, just in case. Got it, but still, that person never gets tired of this, huh? Even after it's become a problem how she keeps asking for other mothers at the kindergarten to take care of her daughter for her. Apparently, she's a single mother now since her husband divorced her because she cheated on him. Couldn't she have give her husband custody over their child if this was what she going on? She keeps talking about how she can't take care of her anyways. Truly, there are even some people that are saying they should report her to the Children's Welfare Center. I see. Anyways, I'm definitely going to take a different route now. Take care on your way home. Yep, thanks. Hi, Rena. It looks like our plans for the beach are going to have to be cancelled. Oh, I guessed as much. The typhoon is going to be hitting at noon on Saturday, right? There's something else I wanted to tell you. I got special tickets for a hot spring hotel in S Prefecture from my colleague. Do you want to go there instead? Ooh, hot springs? Angela loved it. When we went to the hot springs last time, right? Yep, I remember that as well. I already checked with the hotel if they had rooms available, and apparently they still have multiple available rooms. I think we can get a reservation if we book right now. We'll have to leave early to catch the train first thing in the morning, but the typhoon isn't going to be a problem in S Prefecture. I just asked Angela and she said she wanted to go. If that's the case, then I see no reason to object. Alright, I'll get the reservations right now. Yep, thanks. Hi, Mrs. Anderson. Thanks for taking my daughter Kara to the beach. Taking care of a child is such a pain in the ass, so I'm so glad you're taking care of her for the whole day. What? Mrs. Kane? And you know what? The typhoon's already come, so we can't go outside, so take care of her until tomorrow morning, okay? What do you mean? The beach has been closed because of the typhoon. We aren't at the beach, and your daughter, Kara, isn't with us. What? Oh, you dropped her off at our house? I'm saying that Kara wasn't with us from the beginning. Huh? I haven't seen her even today. Don't be silly. You were going to go to the beach today with Kara, aren't you? I found out in advance which beach your family was going to go to, so I dropped Kara off there with her swimming suit and a floaty, telling her to wait until Angela's family comes so she can play with you guys. You what? You should have met her at the beach, no? What are you thinking, Mrs. Kane? Why did you just drop your daughter off the beach knowing a typhoon was going to come? But there was something I needed to take care of. Kara just said she understood, and I thought you were just waiting for her at the beach. Didn't I already tell you that the beach is closed because of the typhoon? It's closed? The waves are tall because of the typhoon, which means that it's dangerous to go to the ocean. What do you mean? There was an emergency alert sent to our phones yesterday and this morning as well. Didn't you notice? I don't know anything about it. Besides, if you knew a typhoon was going to come, then couldn't you have guessed that going into an ocean was dangerous? Where's Kara? How should I know? I said I didn't even see her today, right? Stop texting me and hurry up and find your daughter. Huh? I'm busy right now. You go and find her, Mrs. Anderson. If your plans to go to the beach were cancelled, then that must mean that you're just lying around in your home, right? We're currently in S Prefecture. What? We just happened by chance to get special tickets to a hot spring hotel in S Prefecture, and since the typhoon wouldn't affect us here, we changed our plans of going to the beach and went to the hot springs instead. That means that you have no idea where Kara is. That's why I told you to stop texting me and find your daughter. Call the police immediately. You do it, Mrs. Anderson. Huh? I'm out having fun today, which means I can't just go home. We can't come home either, you know. Even if we took a train right now, we wouldn't be able to catch the last train going home at this point. But if I call the police, it will seem like I did something wrong, and I don't want that. Huh? What are you saying? It's your own daughter, right? It's your responsibility, Mrs. Anderson. I told you to take care of Kara today, right? Didn't I tell you I wouldn't do such a thing? Ugh, it seems it's no use talking to you, so I'll just take care of it myself. I'm going to ask my husband to contact the police there. You should have done that from the start. You're such a hassle. You're unfit to be a mother, Mrs. Kane. What? I feel so bad for Kara having to have a mother like this. Rude. You're the one who's rude. Bye then. Rena, I just got a word from the police about Kara. Did something happen to her? They said that someone found her and is currently looking for her. Really? I was packing at the hotel lobby since I was so anxious, even while I was contacting the other mothers. I'm so glad. And it also looks like the person who's looking after Kara is going to contact us. Come back to the hotel room for a bit. Got it. Mrs. Kane, Kara was found. She's safe. What? Really? I'm so glad. I'll be over right away and pick her up. Hold on. We can give Kara back to you. Huh? What do you mean by that? First, I'll explain to you what your daughter Kara went through today. It seems Kara knew that the beach was closed, but she also knew that you were going to leave and decided that it was no use going home since she wouldn't be able to get in. Apparently, they found her trying to go to your ex-husband, Mr. Smith's office. What? Why? Apparently, Kara remembered the name of the company of her father worked at. While she was headed to the office, she was seen by a police officer walking around on her own at a large street. Apparently, she told the police officer the name of her father's company, and the police officer was kind enough to take her there. I just got a message from Mr. Smith earlier saying that was how he was able to reunite with his daughter. Is that so? That being the case, Kara is now at Mr. Smith's house. Wait, hold on. Smith is my ex-husband. You can't just hand Kara over to him. Don't you think that it could have been avoided given the situation? Besides, Kara is the daughter as well, right? But I'm the one who took custody of Kara. By the way, Mrs. Kane, the reason you keep leaving and making someone else take care of Kara is because you're meeting your boyfriend, right? Huh? So what? I'm single, so why can't I have a boyfriend? But this boyfriend of yours is married, right? What? That's none of your business. You have no right to call me out of my private affairs. I'm not really calling you out, but this boyfriend of yours is the son of the leader of the neighborhood association, right? You just messed up in a place where the lives of so many people you know overlap. How many witnesses do you think there are? Don't underestimate the information network of us mothers. So what if that's the case? Don't mess with me. I'm a single mother that has to go through a lot. The people around me should go out of their way to help me. I applaud the nerve you must have to be able to say something like that after making the other mothers take care of your daughter for you so often just so you can go out with your boyfriend who also happens to be married. What's your problem? Are these the words of an old dried-out woman? I'd rather be dried out than be with someone like you who can only say things of that level. What? Well then, let's continue our conversation, shall we? Mr. Smith has a message for you. Get ready because I'm going to do everything I can to get custody of Kara from you. Huh? That person seriously said something like that? It's only natural now that he knows what Kara has to live with. He can't help but say such things as her father. But if he gains custody of Kara, I won't be able to get money for the child support anymore. Well, yes. On the contrary, you're the one who's going to be paying for child support. Stop with these jokes. If he stops paying child support, I won't be able to meet the monthly bills for my credit card anymore. What? So that means you were using the money from Kara's child support for your own purposes? Why am I not surprised? No, that's not what I meant. I see. I always wondered how you were able to maintain the lifestyle you lived when it didn't seem like you were even working. So that's what's going on. Mrs. Anderson, don't tell this to Mr. Smith, okay? Got it. I'll be sure to tell this to Mr. Smith. No. Well then, I'm going to contact him now, so bye. Don't tell him. After the incident, Mr. Smith was able to get custody of Kara. Apparently, Mrs. Anderson was determined not to give custody of Kara to him no matter what, but thanks to a pile of evidence from the other mothers that were worried about Kara's situation, that she was making them take care of her daughter for her, and some additional evidence from Mr. Smith, he was able to successfully get custody of Kara. That being said, we no longer have to worry about Kara's well-being, it seems. Mrs. Anderson, on the other hand, due to the incident, everyone found out that she was going out with the son of the leader of the neighborhood association, and she was again forced to pay an alimony. It seems her boyfriend, for one reason or another, couldn't just divorce his wife, so they agreed to stay together and work things out. Mrs. Anderson now has no one to rely on, since even her parents had already cut ties with her. Now, she spends every day doing non-stop physical labor so that she can pay off the money she needs to pay. Hey Martha, you did get my wedding invitation, right? No need you to respond, but I know you're coming. I already reserved you a seat anyway. Seriously? How could I not invite my childhood friend to my wedding? You're coming like it or not. I didn't even realize who was this for a second. Is this really you, Maya? Yeah, I got the invitation. I'm not attending, so scratch me off the list. You gotta be kidding me. This is the most important event of the century. Sorry, but I have something else on that day. I just can't get out of it. What? No way! You have to! No, I demand that you attend. You seem to have made up your mind that you want nothing to do with me, but I'm not having it. You're attending one way or another. If you don't attend for one reason or another, well, you know what I'm gonna do. I'll tell everyone that you're still fuming from when I took your boyfriend from the way back in high school, and that you're still a childish, pity-minded juvenile. Wait, could you back up? What are you talking about taking my boyfriend? Are you seriously asking me that? Didn't you see the name on the wedding invitation? Yeah, I saw it. First time seeing that name, didn't ring any bells. Where'd you meet this guy? Whoa, stop right here. Are you for real? Yeah, for real. Why so surprised? Oh, wait a second, I get it. You're pretending like you don't know the guy, and somehow use that reason to get out of attending. Is that it? Please, Maya, I don't have time for this. Have you taken any leave of your senses? What are you saying? I'm deranged? You're the one who's not making any senses, Martha. Why are you trying so hard to erase the fact that I took your guy in high school? I don't see why you don't just accept the fact. It was long time ago, for God's sake. That's why I call taking leave of your senses, if you ask me. Sorry, Maya. It's no use talking to you. Anyway, like I said, I'm busy on that day. I can't attend. End of the story. I can't reschedule. I just can't. What could be more important than your childhood friend's wedding? At least tell me that. Important enough that I turned down the invitation. Is that so hard to accept? Come on, be a pal, for old time's sake. I better get going. See ya. I'm not giving up, Martha. Yeah, whatever. I'm gonna have your place ready for you no matter what. I knew you were going to come. I just knew it. I had no doubt in my mind that you would show up. I can read you like a book, Martha. When you get all beady-eyed about something, you won't give up until your curiosity is satisfied. In other words, you were so eager to find out about your ex-boyfriend that you had to attend or you couldn't bear it. Am I right? Aren't I? I was positive you would show up, no matter how hard-nosed you were about not attending. Maya, you again? What is it this time? Just thought you may be sweating bullets right now. Don't you see your name in the register at the entrance, right? Well, Martha, have news for you. What a total clown show to see you coming snooping around just to see your ex-beau from high school. Who's going to be my everlasting partner in like 10 minutes? Just leave the wedding gift at the reception desk. So sorry, no seat for you. I know I said I would have one ready no matter what, but surprise, I lied. Oh yeah, about that. So how much did you bring as a wedding gift? Of course, it doesn't even mean I'll prepare a seat for you. No need to worry about that. Why should the bride bring a wedding gift? Pardon me? My ex-beau, as you put it, you must mean my ex-boyfriend from high school. We had our ups and downs through the years, of course, but we somehow worked things out. We even started living together 2 years ago, and we finally made it to this day, our wedding day. Pardon me? Martha, you're being incoherent. You do realize that, right? I'm seriously starting to worry about your mental state, Martha. You say you were living with him for 2 years? That's nuts, because I was the one living with him the past few years. And what's this about you being the bride? I'm sorry. I really should have figured it out. You saw me at the wedding hall, but still failed to make head or tail of the situation. I have no idea what the hell you're talking about. Get to the point, would you? I just figure out my name is really not that common. Our family names were on the wedding list at the entrance to the wedding hall. What? Wedding list? You do know that there are other weddings taking place here today. After all, that's what a wedding hall is. Or did you think you guys were the only people having a wedding here? Anyway, there's the board out front that shows all the weddings taking place today. I saw yours there, by the way. I only noticed mine out there, to be honest. Didn't even glance at it, huh? Figures? Come to think of it, the wedding planner did mention that there would be another wedding on the second floor. The second floor chapel is supposed to be twice as big and much more extravagant than the one on the first floor, which is pretty tiny in comparison. That's the one. Finally, worked it out. That's our wedding, the one on the second floor. Pardon me? Actually, I was shocked to learn that we were having our weddings at the very same wedding hall. Who would have thought? What a twist of fate, huh? But we sure were lucky that our invitations didn't screw up, huh? Considering we've known each other for so long. Our invitations were mostly business related, so maybe that's why I guess this answers your questions on why I couldn't attend your wedding. With that said, let's focus on the proceeding of our own respective weddings, why don't we? What do you say? Talk to you again. Wait, are you nuts? What is this? What's this all about? I'll tell you this right now, Martha. My husband-to-be is not going to be yours. He's not going upstairs to marry you. You're out of your damn mind. You're his ex-flame. He's mine now. Can't you get it through that little head of yours, Martha? He loves me, not you. You must be totally delusional to go out and reserve a wedding hall and invite all those guests, and to reserve that huge chapel upstairs. You're a total disgrace. He's not dropping me and going upstairs to marry you. You're going to be standing at the altar all alone, twiddling your thumbs. Give it up, Martha. I win. Martha, pick up right this minute. What the hell is going on here? The groom didn't show up to my wedding. Didn't you even notice your now husband is a completely different person? What's about that? Oh, so the wedding planner explained everything to you in detail, I see. I asked the wedding staff to make sure you didn't barge into my wedding by mistake. Sure glad I went to the trouble. I didn't want to mention that I was having the wedding on the same day. I didn't plan it that, by the way. Didn't want taking it the wrong way and causing you to react negatively, as you tend to do. I have no idea what the hell you're talking about. About this ex-boyfriend that you supposedly stole from me, that story just didn't mesh with mine. So I asked a friend of mine who went to high school hoping she would enlighten me. That guy you were supposed to marry, wasn't his name Dwayne Peterson? That's right, so what? My husband's name is Dan Peters. The names kinda sound alike, so I figured out maybe there was some sort of misunderstanding, name-wise. Huh? You still have me at a lose, Martha. What is this, some kind of joke? Alright, let me explain. As you know, I went to East Memorial High School. Yeah, obviously, and that's where I took your boyfriend, Dwayne Peterson. I say it now, but the reason why I took him from you is because I couldn't stand it with you to get a guy before me. That's why. Dwayne was attending the daytime classes, right? I was only a part-time student. I was attending the evening classes, so actually I never met Dwayne Peterson. Not even sure what he looks like, to be honest. What are you talking about, part-time student? We were pretty good friends up until junior high, but once we got into high school, we weren't that close anymore. Maybe that's why you didn't know my situation. Right before high school, my dad passed away, and I had to move in with my grandparents the next town over. It was hard times back then with my father gone. I had to take on a part-time job to help my mom out. That's why I was forced to attend the evening classes on a part-time basis. That's where I met Dan, this guy I married today. Are you serious? This seems so far-fetched. Wait a minute. That name Dan Peters kinda sound familiar. Could it be same guy that was on the news a few months back? Something about rescuing his dad's company, which was on the verge of bankruptcy. By restructuring the whole company and introducing unique ideas, that guy? Oh yeah, that was when the piece aired on the popular variety program a few months back. That's not fair! Excuse me? This kind of means that if I hadn't mistaken your boyfriend, if I hadn't sold Dan instead of Dwayne, then I would have been standing at the altar upstairs instead of you. Why is that you get all the breaks? Why do you get to marry someone super successful guy? Why? It's just not fair. There you go again. Totally not making a bit of sense. The only reason you made this mistake is because you didn't properly verify anything. Maybe you should have put more thought into it before you went ahead. This is not my fault. I mean, think about it, Maya. You spent the last 10 years thinking that you stole my boyfriend from me. You never doubted it for 1 second? You dug your own grave, Maya. No one is to blame but yourself. Don't shift the blame to me, like I said. I have nothing to do with your delusions. But it's just unfair. It's not right. Listen, Maya. There's something really important that you're completely forgetting. What are you talking about? Did you say that your wedding was cancelled because Dwayne didn't show up? Did you ever get hold of Dwayne? He's... Before you start bombarding me with messages online, it seems you have a lot other stuff to worry about. I've got plenty of worries, thank you. What are you talking about anyway? Don't you need to talk to the guy about the consequences of not showing up? Could you mean you're eligible for damages or who's gonna pay for the wedding? I mean, it isn't cheap, I should know. Yeah, you're right. What am I gonna do? I just gotta find that jerk. Martha, if you're there, pick up. Lend me $50,000, I beg you. Stop right there, Maya. Calm down for a second. Say again. I need $50,000. I have to pay for half of the wedding. That's why you need $50,000? Not that I'm bragging or anything, but I heard that your wedding was on a smaller scale than mine. Why would you need $50,000 if you're splitting the cost? No, it's not just the wedding. That also includes the amount I have to my boss's wife. Huh? Why do you have to pay that? It has nothing to do with your wedding. Hold on a second. Don't tell me you're having an affair with a boss's wife. I didn't figure out she would, Oh my god. Impeccable timing, Maya. Right when you scheduled your wedding, she finds out about the affair, and now this... it wasn't supposed to be this way. Incidentally, did you find out what happened to Dwayne, and why didn't he show up to the wedding? I finally got a hold of him. Apparently, he was also cheating on me. He came to the conclusion that he loved the other woman more and decided to marry her instead. Can you believe it? Good gracious. Sounds like something with a soap opera. And it turns out that because we were both cheating on each other, neither of us could sue for damages. As for the wedding cost, we had to split that, in addition that I have to pay damages to my boss's wife. I see. So that's why your debt ballooned to $50,000, is that it? Yeah, so you'll do it, right? That $50,000, your husband's successful guy, the president of a company. What's a measly $50,000, right? Good grief, Maya. You have to be kidding me. Huh? Why not? That's like chump change to you. I'm not the CEO of the company. My husband is. I can't just use the funds whenever I want. Then why wouldn't you just ask him? He'll do anything you say. I think no matter how many times you ask, not in a million years. But I have no one else to turn to. My folks slammed the door on me and I already broke up with my boss. Come on, Martha, for old time's sake, we were best friends at one time, weren't we? So please. There's one thing you got right. We were friends. That's past tense. After junior high, I stopped considering you a friend. Please, Martha, don't say that. I think I'm officially getting dizzy. Gotta go. See ya. Childhood relationships can last forever, but only if circumstances remain cordial. Just because we live down the street from each other doesn't mean we're friends for life. She always dragged me into her selfish antics until I just got totally fed up and wanted nothing to do with her. I later heard from one of Maya's friends, seems she's really in dire circumstances. For starters, she got kicked out of the apartment that she was sharing with Dwayne after she said her parents want nothing to do with her, so going home wasn't an option. The only option was to get a small one-room apartment over one Market Street for something like $200 a month. As for her job, she invited a bunch of people from the office, and considering what went down at the wedding, she wasn't exactly welcomed back by her co-workers. I heard she eventually resigned and is now working various part-time jobs. According to a friend, she's living a theater bar life, just barely trying to make ends meet.
Hello, Sandra. I have to tell you this, but I think you're not suited for my son. I just cannot understand why Chris would choose you as his wife. What was he thinking?
Are you still going on about that, Mother? You've been sending me this line message countless times the past week or so. Haven't you had enough?
All I'm doing is protecting my son. What mother would look the other way when their son is suffering?
I really can't understand why you feel that way, Mother.
Chris was tricked into marrying you. You were only after his money. I saw it coming a mile away.
That's where you're wrong. I married Chris because I wanted to build a happy family with him.
Building a happy family for you means to live in an expensive high-rise condo and spend all his money. That's what happiness is for you. Since getting married, how much have you siphoned of him?
How could you say that? Siphoned off? Please, you do realize that I work too and make a reasonable amount myself. We share all household costs for your information. The way I see it, your constant disapproval only disrespects your son.
He's my son. Don't act like you know my son more than me. It's not only me. Chris also has grievances about you. One, your cooking is horrendous and you never clean. What's more, your personality is dull as ditch water.
Did he really say that?
Of course he did. Do you think I'm making it up? He said he wants a divorce.
He really wants a divorce, huh?
Yes, so give it to him already. He'll be way happier if you did.
Divorce is not that easy, Mother. You can't just say, okay, sure thing, and be done with it. It's more complicated than that.
Still being pig-headed about it, huh? You really have the nerve, Sandra. Maybe I better start looking for a suitable wife for Chris to replace you.
I don't have time for this, Mother. I need to get back to work. Goodbye.
Sandra, are you there? About this coming 4th of July weekend, we're going to see the fireworks with the whole family, and you're not welcome, just so you know.
A fireworks show?
Yes, all the relatives are going to be there, so I figured it would be a great opportunity for everyone to get together. They have these stands ready at the park, so I made reservations for one of them for the entire family. We'll have front row seats. They even have a drink bar set up. But I'm sorry, there's no seat available for you. Of course, Chris is more than welcome. If you want to see fireworks, I suggest you watch it on TV or buy some sparklers and set them off on the veranda or something.
I see. All right, no problem. As you suggest, I'll stay home that evening and enjoy myself alone.
That would be the best. Yes, Mother, and thanks. I really hate crowds. I would much rather stay and relax. Accepting defeat pretty easily, Sandra. What's up? That fireworks display, we get a front row seat from our veranda on the 12th floor. The view is actually spectacular from here. I'll just sip some wine, relax, and take in the show. No crowds to contend with. Thanks, Mother. That's nice.
Hey, Sandra, just finished work. I'm just getting into my car. Should be home in like 30 minutes.
Oh, hey, Chris. Pretty late over time?
Yeah, end of the week and all. Hey, did you have a little spat with my mum yesterday?
Excuse me? A little spat?
I just received a call from her. She left a call message. She's talking about the upcoming fireworks display on July 4th, but she's going on about something or other. Mentioned your name a couple of times, but I couldn't make head nor tail about what she was saying. What I got from it was that she called and starting a senseless attack on you, but that you retaliated. What's up? Did something happen?
Oh, that. I wouldn't actually call it retaliating. She just texted me to say that they leased special reserved seats to watch the big fireworks display over the 4th of July weekend, but she made it point that I was not invited.
First she harasses you, and now treats you like an outcast. When is this ever going to stop?
But you know me, I hate large crowds, so I was actually relieved not to be invited. So I just told her that I was happy I wasn't going, that I was actually thankful. I even thanked her for not inviting me. That was it about. I bet you anything that after a while her anger grew because of my indifference. Guess she figured out I would be more upset.
I'm starting to get the picture. I got to say, Sandra, you've gotten really good at taming the tiger.
Yeah, well, we only converse online or by phone, so it's not face to face. I work all day, which allows me to avoid your mother. I don't know how things would have turned out if I was just a stay-at-home housewife. I hate to even imagine such a scenario. And when do we meet? It's always with you, so she holds back on any criticism she has.
I'm really sorry that I have to put you through this, Sandra. I keep warning her to back off, but she just ignores me. On the other hand, when I warn her, the backlash against you worsens. A real catch-22 situation.
Don't worry about me, Chris. I can handle it.
Thanks, but we really need to do something about it sooner than later. About that July 4th meet, I'll attend and say hello to everyone. I won't be too late. I don't want to think about the repercussions if I didn't show up.
Yeah, no problem.
Alright, I better get back onto the freeway. Should be there before 8 PM.
Alright, drive carefully. It seems you kept your promise and stayed home. Good evening, Mother. 2 more hours before the fireworks start. Looks like a never evening for fireworks. You kept a super stiff upper lip the other day when you heard you weren't invited, but now that Chris is here enjoying himself and you all alone, I hope you don't feel stunned. I'm sorry to have to cut you off soon, but I'm going to have an online drinking party soon. I better get ready. Pardon me? An online what? Online drinking party. I have to log in now, so we'll talk again. Enjoy the fireworks. Log what? I really can't understand you, Sandra. Always talking gibberish.
Hey, Sandra, you there? I'm heading home right this second.
Chris, what's up? How about the fireworks show? Hasn't even started?
Forget the damn fireworks.
Chris, you kinda sound upset. What's up?
Sorry, I'm not upset with you, it's Mum. I just found out the real reason why she didn't invite you tonight.
Sorry, was there even a reason? I just thought she simply didn't want me there.
Before I arrived, Mother apparently told everyone that you and I were already divorced.
Wait, what? Already divorced?
She introduced this girl saying she was my soon-to-be wife, and guess who that woman was? It was Lily.
You've gotta be kidding me. Are you talking about that very same Lily? The one that your mom was scheming to match up with your older brother Kyle?
That's right. When she stood up in front of everyone, all cheerful, and announced that she was my new wife, I went completely pale and then red hot.
You're joking, right? This has to be a joke. This Lily, she was Kyle's old flame, right? I heard he broke up with her after she was caught cheating on him. Why her? What was she thinking?
You know, Mother, she thinks Lily is pretty and that's why she likes her. Simply for that reason. She really pushed it with Kyle, but that didn't turn out as she planned for obvious reasons. She just couldn't let it go. so she figured she'd force her on me.
Has she gone totally mental? Just because she has no affection for me doesn't mean she can't treat you like that.
That's exactly right. I was furious. I told her off in front of everyone. I think I might have ruined the whole evening for everyone. Actually, I was so upset I couldn't stop myself. I blurted out everything. The way she treated you and forcing you to stay home today, about how she forced Lily onto Kyle, even about her cheating on him.
How did the other relatives react to all that?
Apparently, Mum told them that Kyle was the one who cheated on Lily and took off with some other woman.
Seriously? That's awful.
That little tidbit of information caused quite a commotion among all the relatives. They're currently having a family meeting right about now.
I guess the fireworks display is on back burner for now, it seems.
Oh yeah, my Uncle Frank took me aside and told me maybe I should check and make sure there were no false divorce filings in the past few days. I'm going to stop off at City Hall on way home and submit a claim just in case.
Chris, open the door. Please, let me in. I'm right outside your apartment complex. I know you're home. It's still the 4th of July weekend. I know you're still off from work. Please let me in.
Mom, would you just stop? The buzzing is driving me bonkers. I'm trying to work.
Work? What do you mean work?
I told you not to contact me anymore. We're done as a family. I told you that the other day.
But please, Chris!
Will you stop with your blabbering, Mum? I introduced you to that factory. I thought you were already over there, for God's sake. I'm busy. Gotta go.
Sandra, I know you're there. Let me in right this minute. Mother, what do you want? It's all your adult. Lily hates me now. I put in an application for divorce and marriage to Lily, but that was apparently rejected as a fraud claim. So I must concede defeat regarding this whole marriage to Chris. Therefore, I have taken it upon myself to discipline you, to teach you the ropes on how to be the perfect wife. Chris deserves the best. We have a few days left of the holidays, so let's get started. There's no time to lose. I don't think so, Mother. We're both at the office now. Excuse me, at the office? Yes, the July 4th weekend is actually not that long, and besides, both Chris and I work in a business that requires 24-hour operation. Even on holidays, we all work in shifts. Then get someone else to take your shift and come back home right this second. This is not a request, this is a command from your mother-in-law. Mother, is it true that you got kicked out of your own home? Pardon me? That home is owned by your husband's younger brother, if I got my facts correct, isn't that so? I heard you were just living there for free after your husband passed away, but that incident the other day was the last straw and you were kicked out of that house. Chris introduced me to a company called Ace Industries, I believe. He arranged for a live-in position as an office receptionist. You were supposed to start today according to Chris, so why are you at our place? Well, seems obvious, right? You guys have this spacious condo, plenty of room here. Chris has enough income to take care of me, so why would I even accept such a position? That reminds me, you quit your part-time job after your husband passed and just lived off his inheritance? I heard that nest egg is about to dry up. Why do you even know about that? I was briefed on all the details about the family meeting you had the other day, after you introduced Lily as Chris's new wife. Nice try, by the way. Are you serious? You were briefed? Also, I may as well tell you now, about that tower condo you're so fond of. I bought that place when I was still single. I own that place. Wait, you own that condo? Yes, I was not only working at that time, but also inherited a bunch of real estate assets when my father passed away, so... Does that mean you make more than Chris? Yeah, I guess that you can say that. As for who you can or cannot live in that condo, I own the place and I have every right to make such decisions. This must be a mistake. And why would I want to live with someone that has been harassing me, treating me like dirt these past few years? Sorry, but I'm not really into masochism. But where am I gonna live then? That's why Chris introduced you to that position at Ace Industries. I would take it if I were you. A car just pulled up in front of your condo. That black van isn't for me, is it? Did Chris call them? Oh, did it arrive? That was pretty quick. There was talk of you trying to escape, and so there was an APB put on you. Chris called them. I suppose you don't have time to check your line messages, at least for now. After that conversation, the staff of Ace Industry picked her up and took her straight to the factory dormitory. I heard that the following day at the same dormitory, Lily showed up. Not sure about the details, but I heard she hooked up with some lowlife and somehow accumulated a huge debt with the guy, who later skipped town, leaving her with all that debt. When I first heard that they were together in the same dormitory, I was a little concerned, but they apparently got along great and worked as a sort of a team. Working surprisingly efficiently together, after a year, they even started to enjoy their newfound passion for work. They even vowed to work until retirement as a team. Chris told me that the president of Ace Industries had planned it that way and was positive that it would work out in such a manner. I guess he knows people. I probably won't meet Chris's mom again, but I'm happy that she found a purpose in life.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.